The drop 2 of the diminished chord. So what that is, the diminished chord is made up of 4 notes, right? So what you need to do is you need to take the second highest note. In our case, it's an E. You need to remove it from your right hand and play it in your left hand. So you play it a bit lower, you play it like an octave lower. And basically that's how you form a drop 2. So another example. The A diminished chord, so minor thirds. Take down the second highest note, in this case it's an E flat. Play it in your left hand. And basically that's how you form the diminished chords that we're going to use. And you need to learn something different with your specific diminished chords. You need to learn to be able to play it from top down. So if we say we want a diminished chord that ends with the G flat, you need to be able to know that it's this one. Okay, if we say we want one that ends with A flat, you need to know that's the one. Okay, cool. So in order to play diminish, walk up and walk down, there's a specific scale that you need to learn to be able to do that. In our case, we're playing in the key of T flat and we're going to the E flat minor. Okay, so we're gonna need to come up with diminish, walk downs that ends or allows you to land on the E flat minor. Okay, so what that scale is, it's called the whole half tone diminished scale, and it's actually quite easy to play the scale, and it's actually based on the name of the scale, whole half tone. So you play. So we're gonna play the E flat whole tone half tone diminished scale. So from the E flat, which is the key that we're going to the E flat minor. So we're gonna use the E flat whole tone diminished scale. From that E flat, you play up a whole tone, go for a half tone, whole, half, whole, half, whole, half. Okay. So what the notes for that is E flat, F, G flat, A flat, A, B, C, D, and the E flat. Those are the notes that you're going to be using. Okay. So now that you understand how to form both the drop 2 diminished chords and how to play the whole half tone diminished scale, you need to combine the two. So this is where it gets quite interesting. So what you need to do is you need to come up with a melody using the whole tone half tone diminished scale. Okay. So basically you need to use the notes in the scale and come up with the melody, and then end on your E flat minor. So we're gonna come up with the melody quick that we can use. Okay, we can use this one. So that's G flat, F, D, back to F, and then we end on the E flat minor. All these notes that I just played, they're all in the scale of the whole half tone diminished scale. So that was the first step. You first come up with the melody using the whole tone or the whole half tone diminished scale, and then you play the chords that goes with that. And the chords that goes with that is the diminished chords that has whatever note that's your melody, they have that note as the highest note in the chord. So what I mean by that is, let's say this is the first note of the melody. You need to play a chord that has this note as its highest. In our case, it's this diminished chord. Okay, we're gonna play a drop 2 of that. Okay, the next note in the melody is F, so we need to play the diminished chord that has F as its highest note. Okay, take that note out, left hand, so you play the drop 2. And you use that idea to come up with all the chords. So you can do that for this particular one. The next one is the D. So you have this diminished chord, which is a B, F, A flat, D. The next melody note ends with the F. So you play this diminished chord, which is a D, A flat, B, and F. Okay, so those are the four chords. First one. Just how easy it is. Like, you can just any melody that you can think of using the scale. So you can be very creative and come up with any melody and then substitute those melodies for the actual diminished drop 2s, and this will take you far. Trust me, it will take you far. You can do a lot with that. And but the thing that I want to show you today, the thing I want to add, is what Cory Henry did, that just took this whole concept to another level. And before I show you that, there's something that you kind of need to understand in order to understand what he did, and I just want to show you that quickly. Many of you, I'm sure, have heard this progression before. It's like that thing. It's like a diminished move that you hear a lot of gospel players do. So what that is, you play a drop 2 of the diminished chord, and then the second note of your diminished chord, our place it's a B flat. You play it up a half step, and whatever's in your left hand, you play that up a half step as well. You take these two up half steps, and then take it back to the original. So half steps back to the original. So that's okay. So the idea there is quite easy as well. So what Cory did was, instead of just playing he actually, for every melody note that he played, he first did that thing I just showed you. See what I mean? He took every chord that we just played, played, and did the half step thing where you go up a half step with the second note in the chord and the chord in your left hand, half step down. He did that for every chord that he played in this melody that he came up with. Now, on to what Cory Henry did. The melody that he came up with using this half whole tone scale was going to the E flat. Do you see how simple it is and how you actually could have come up with something like that using the notes in the scale to the E flat? So that's the melody he came up with, which is E flat, G flat, A flat, B to the E flat. So that was the first step, come up with the melody. So he came up with this melody. Second step is diminished chords, going to the E flat minor. So that was the second step. First step, melody. Second step, get the diminished chords that actually goes with that. And now the third step, which is a bit more advanced, is you do that half tone thing that I showed you that a lot of gospel guys do. So this was the first chord that we came up with. So you do the half step thing where left hand half step, right hand second chord, second note in this chord, go up half step and go back down. Next chord, same thing. Next chord, next chord. Okay, so just to show you that quickly. First chord is C, G flat, A, E flat. Second chord is E flat, A, C, G flat. First chord is F, B, D, A flat. Fourth chord is A flat, D, F, and B to the E flat minor. So the last step that you need to add now is, so what this chord is D flat, G flat, B flat, and E flat. You drop down half step. Okay. Next chord is E, A, D flat, G flat. Drop down half step. Next chord is G flat, B, E flat, A flat. Drop down half step. Last chord is A, D, G flat, B. Drop down half step. So that whole thing's slow.